If you've been following my channel, then you know that I put out a lot of technical tutorials that are kind of based on teaching you the different parameters that are available in Reason, Studio One, and other VSTs. And I don't cover too much on the production side and the creativity side. And I'd like to start introducing those gradually along with the more technical videos. So in this video, we're going to briefly just touch on how I go about my production. This is not going to be too much in depth, but I just wanted to show you how you can get creative with using samples within your music. The style of music that I create tends to incorporate field samples along with traditional samples, and combining that with synths, strings, just a variety of different sounds coming together. And in this video, I'm going to show how I created a track using nothing but samples. Most of them are field samples. About 90% of these are field samples. Just to show you how you can really come up with creative tracks and creative sounds by everyday sounds from your home, from different locations. They can be anywhere. And in this example, I am in Reason 8.3. I'm using Kong. That is the only instrument that I have within this song. All of the samples are loaded within these cells. The three red here have been muted. These are not going to be used within the song. And what I'm going to do is just go through each of these different pads, play back the individual sounds, briefly describe what they are, and then I'm going to go ahead and play back the track. So you can see that how individually these on their own may at first seem like they wouldn't or shouldn't go together, but they actually do work. And you will need to do some tweaking, maybe some tuning, panning, level adjustment, of course. But my main goal is to show you how to add more creativity to your music, and how sampled sounds, field samples, can add a more organic and rich sound to your overall music. So let's just go ahead and get started with covering each of these one by one. At the very top here, this is a bottle of pills that's just shaken. Next, that is a pencil. Actually, it's a longer recording, and a lot of these are longer recordings that I've just kind of taken out bits and pieces. So this is a pencil writing on paper. If I were in Kong, but this can apply to any drum sampler that you're using. So if you're in Studio One and you're using Impact, then you can apply the same method there. If you're using Battery or Groove Agent, the same principle applies. So our pencil, and within Kong, if we open up and expand down at the bottom, this is our sample. We can click on Edit Sample. I'll play back. And then we can hear that original sample, but this has actually been trimmed on both sides. It was much longer. It was about 15 or 20 seconds long, and I went in and cropped out the other sides here. So that's how that's done in Kong. Next, we have a chamber of a gun there. Next, we have a couple of people singing in a cave here. Now this was actually probably a 2.5 minute long piece that I took this portion out of, as well as this one here. But next we'll move on to a choir. This is also sampled out of a longer piece. A second choir sample. That second portion of the two people singing in a cave. Now this is something dropping in a warehouse there with some reverb added on. We next have a guitar strum, and this actually probably needs to be tuned a little bit better. Within Kong, we can adjust that by using the pitch parameter here, and I probably should spend more time, or should have spent more time, adjusting that to make it fit in with the other sounds here. Moving on, we have a bell. Then we have more of a traditional sample here, a kick. We then have a rain stick on this pad. And to finish up, we have an 808. I've got to have my 808. I love bass. So these are all of the sounds that we have within Kong, and it may seem like these would never go together, but I'm going to go ahead and play back the track so you can get an idea of what you can achieve when just using a bit of creativity and recorded field samples. Okay, so there you have it. I hope that this inspires you to go out and do some field recording. If you don't have a field recorder, they're actually not that expensive to get one that can give you 24-bit 44.1 recording, a good quality sound. Also, look online for field samples, and a lot of those you can use for free without any licensing. So just dig around. Maybe you have some sounds on your computer. You can get these from anywhere. Just get creative, do the editing that you need to do, the tuning, and experiment. That's really the only way that you're going to learn if you would like to implement this sort of sampling or music creation in your music. So I hope that you learned something here. Look forward to more of these more production type videos, as well as my traditional technical tutorials. I'm a bit behind. Work has been crazy, but I hope to have a lot more coming shortly. Thanks for watching.